Welcome to the Prophets Platform. I want to thank you guys for clicking on today's video. Now, the title of this message is We're at War. Now, some of you are asking, what are you talking about, Jacob? What do you mean we're at war? Well, there is a war going on, and it used to be in the invisible realm, which is the unseen, but now it is in the seen. We're seeing it all across this nation, from the government all the way down. Now, it used to be hidden, but now it is out in the open. And I want to just let everyone know, especially the men that are watching this broadcast, I want to let you know, prepare yourself, not only spiritually, but prepare yourself physically. Now, I'm gonna give you a little story that happened, and I was talking to Paul from the Forge group on the Saturday morning breakfast, and I was reminded of something that was very important, and I shared it with him, and I want to share it with you guys today. Now, the story was I wanted to challenge myself. I started to do 500 push-ups a day. Now, you're like, Jacob, what are you talking about? Push-ups? You're talking about war? Just follow with me. I was doing 500 push-ups a day. I started with 50 push-up increments, and I wanted to challenge myself every single day to get stronger. Now, I wasn't trying to build a bunch of muscle. I just wanted to have that endurance. I wanted to be healthy, and I wanted to push myself to my limit. And so I started with 500 push-ups in 50 push-up increments, and it was hard. And as I did the next day, it got harder. And the third day, it was harder because I was pushing myself and not taking any rest. And I was doing this for a 30-day challenge. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And it kept getting harder and harder and harder until I hit this point where I wasn't getting any bigger, but my strength was sustaining and my endurance was coming through, and I was able to do 500 push-ups without any problems. I would do a couple hundred in the morning, maybe do 100 in the afternoon, and then at the evening, I'd do maybe another 100 or 200, and I'd complete my 500 push-ups. Now, I was doing this on my own. No one told me to do it. And this is where it gets interesting. I was invited, my wife and I, to this marriage group by one of our mutual friends, Gabriel, and he rented this school cafeteria. All these marriage groups came together. All these marriages came together to come and fellowship, and it was an awesome time to worship. But then Gabriel stood up at the front of the auditorium, and he said, okay, I have a challenge. I want to challenge the men real quick. And so he goes, this is going to be a physical challenge. And all these men came up, including myself. And he said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to count how many push-ups can you do in 60 seconds. And so all the men, got down in the push-up position. I'm thinking to myself, let's go. I've been doing 500 push-ups a day. And so I'm ready. And everyone was counting. I did my push-ups, and some people that are watching, like Jason's so funny. He's like, you didn't do that many, bro. But to be honest, I did an ungodly amount of push-ups within 60 seconds. I mean, I pushed. And what was interesting, as I was working today, God reminded me and said, you were preparing and prepared yourself, and then the challenge arose and you were ready. So many people, whether it's in the positive or the negative, can get an opportunity, but not be prepared for that opportunity. Same thing with challenges in life. If you're not disciplining yourself and preparing in the off season, when the challenge of life comes, so many people are not ready for that challenge. So we're in war spiritually, and we're in war physically. And I want to talk to the men, and I want to say to you guys, get strong physically, mentally, spiritually. So that way, when we're faced with a challenge, we're able to become victorious over that challenge. And it's never been more important today to be able to be physically healthy. I mean, I was talking to Pastor Dan when he was on the pod, and he was talking about getting physically healthy for their adopted daughter. And he wants to live out his life and and to be able to enjoy his time raising his adopted daughter. Now, that's a beautiful thing, a motivator to do. But I want to tell you that we need to be physically strong to protect our wives, physically strong to protect our children, physically strong so we can live out our life on this earth and do the things that we were called to do, physically strong to be able to hold back the enemy that might come through the door. And so I want to challenge you, become physically strong, become mentally strong, and become spiritually strong. Not only do we war in the spirit, but I want to say, let's be physically strong so that way we can stand up as men and protect what needs to be protected in the physical and in the spiritual. So remember, fellas, we're at war. And if you take this life casual, you'll become a casualty of that war. So this is the Prophet's Platform. My name's Jacob. I want to thank you guys for liking, subscribing, hit that notification button, and I will come out with the next video and you'll know when it drops. Until then, God bless.